Okay, now let us start the class. In today's class, I am going to explain how to create a Windows application that is totally based on GUI based application in Python. Okay, already in the previous classes, I have told that GUI is graphical user interface. So generally applications can be created either in CUI, character user interface applications, otherwise GUI based application, graphical user interface applications. So already I have completed the total topics which are related with all object oriented programming. Almost 85% I have completed in Python. So I switched to complete the projects. So that is very useful to the students. So generally these classes under my Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation. Okay. I'm conducting all these classes under my Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation. So thrice of a week, Friday, Saturday, every week, thrice of a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at sharply at 8 p.m. in June classes will be conducted. So under my Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation, Lakshmi Narayan Krishna, my foundation. So under this foundation, I will conduct in freely thrice of a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at sharply 8 p.m. June. So anybody is desirous to enhance their programming skills, they can attend my free classes. So I will conduct in different topics, not only Python, Java, C, SQL, okay, DS and Algo. I am the only instructor who will conduct the classes, okay, at different time, different topics. So no issue under this platform. So let us start. Today's class is one project I want to create in Python. The project is what? Simple calculator. Simple calculator in Python. Okay, in Python. To simple calculator. Okay, in Python. That is GUI based. Simple GUI based calculator. GUI means already I have explained that what is the graphical user interface means colorful colorful windows, okay, and colorful tabs, colorful frames, okay, text boxes, list boxes, so many elements it will be included in the application window. So it looks like somewhat colorful, okay. Generally, CUI means character user interface. Within that application, you will not find any colorful environment. So simple GUI calculator in Python. Okay. Okay. So let us write the code. Here, one library I am going to import here that is mostly used here. That is called tkinter. Okay, the tkinter is the mostly used library in Python to create the GUI based applications. In the previous classes, I have explained that what is the library, nothing but library is simply, it consists of lot of files. Okay, so predefined code will be written and saved as a files, and so many files will be part of a library. Okay, in Java, library means somewhat they can be called as frameworks. Don't confuse yours. Either it is in Java, Python, some other C, whatever. So predefined code will be stored as files, and so many files, the collection of files that is part of a library. Okay, so here tkinter is one library, and I am importing that in Python it will support to create a GUI application. Okay, here tkinter can be called as, okay, short name that is called TK. That is your choice whether you want to keep TK somewhat other name. Okay. So why? Because that alias name, because in further, if I want to call the tkinter library, I can call with TK. Okay. So don't confuse yourself. Next code, I want to create the application window. The first is what? How to create the application window. So comment here. In Python, hash will be used to comment yourself. Okay, comment means that line of code will not be executed by the Python interpreter. So here, comment create a main window first, application window. Create the main window. Okay, comment. Why? Because you need to comment. Why? Because so that the user can simply understand. That's why the comments will be used in all, not only in the Python, in every language. Okay. So now come to create the main window. How to create the main window? So first we need to write this small code here. So what do you mean of this code? You need to understand this line of code will create the main window. Okay. So what is this? TK is the short name for tkinter, and dot TK. Dot TK means one object created for one object created. So generally in Python, object, how the object will be created. Just I want to give some idea here how to create the object. First of all, class name, okay, and then object name. So what is the class name here? TK is the class name. TK is the class name. Then any, suppose this is the is equal. Generally in Python, object name is equal to class name. So what is our class name? So TK is the class. This TK is the class of this tkinter. Okay, tkinter. So tkinter is the library. From the library, TK class is being used for the class object is created. This line of code. So you can simply understand here object created. Okay. Object created. So in Python, this is the suppose object for class, which class? This TK class. Okay. So here this object name, that is your wish, up to you, whatever the name you want to keep. So that is your choice to create the object. For the class is what? This is the class of this tkinter library. Okay. I told you that that library may have so many classes within the form of files. Okay. For that class, one object created, this object name, that is up to you, whatever. Okay. So this line of code creates main window. Main window. Okay. So once application is created, then after we will add the widgets. So first of all, let me create so this line of code, every time I need to call this application. So keep any simple, okay, a variable for this. So root, generally you will get in programming root. Otherwise, your choice, you want to keep your name, my name, XYZ. But generally they will keep root, otherwise app, because app means that is a variable assigned to this line of code, which will create the main window. So app, otherwise generally your wish. Okay, no issue. So that in further, I will call this tk. This line of code will be called with root. Okay. Next, I want to give somewhat title to this project. This, okay. So how the, so root, that's why root dot title. Okay. Root dot title means what, I want to give title to this project, this GUI application. You keep any name. Okay. In Python, the string will be simple calculator. So always the Calicus means what you know, the string will be kept in double quotation, otherwise single quotation marks. Simple calculator. Okay. Now, so what happened here? Try to understand. Title. This title, it is a attribute, otherwise parameter. Okay. So part of this. Okay. So I don't want to call every time tk.tk. So just I have stored this in a variable root. Okay. So every time I will call this application window. So that means that object created root dot whatever, root dot title. Next. So somewhat size I want to give for this application window. Okay. What is this root dot? Root dot geometry. Okay. Geometry is what the size you want to assign for. So that moment, this is the free software. So after 40 minutes, this class will be discontinued and you can click on the same link and you can join the class. Okay. Because Zoom is the free software for me. So it will give 40 minutes to conduct a period. Then after it will disconnected, then you can connect again by clicking on the same link. Okay. Next, if I want to give some word root dot what geometry means the size of the application window I have decided. Then if I want to give the color is what you know, background color, whatever you want to give it. That depends upon, see, whenever generally we keep the dot operator, we need to get the total attributes. Okay. So configure. Okay. Configure for what? Background color. So BG is the background color. Okay. So if you give the background color, whatever the suppose if you want to give orange color, okay, orange. So what it gives the background color as orange. Why I'm doing all this? First of all, let me create the application window, GUI application window, so that I can I can run the application within this. I will add all the gadgets, means elements like list box, text box. Okay. So to run the application, main application. So here I need to write root dot main loop. Okay. This is the okay. Now let me check that whether this code will be executed or not. So whenever this code will be executed, means if the application window will be created, then I will add all the elements like your list box, text box, frame, labels. Okay, so that I can. So let us see if there is any errors are there. Okay. So let me check that whether this run the code. Then after what happened here, let me check that what it is stating here in the console, debugging console. So what is stating that? First, let me check that. So here, what is the problem here? Let me check. Category info object not found, Python string, command not found. Okay. So what happened? The term Python is not recognized as the name of a commandlet. Okay. Mhm. So the application window, I have written the code. Then after, as I have briefed that this code I am creating for a calculator. Okay, simple GUI calculator in Python by using of TK interlibrary. This small code I have written for to create the application window. Then after, for the calculations, okay, the calculations that is a calculator. So the main intention of that calculator is to do the simple calculations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, like generally we do in our calculators. Okay. So before this, first I want to create an application. That is one function here. Always in Python, a def keyword will be used to create the function. Okay. So here I want to create a function. That function you can keep any name. After def keyword, you need to keep a function name, any name you want. That is up to you. Okay. Suppose click. Okay. Click y you whenever you click on that. Okay. So any button, I will create one button. Okay. Whenever you click on that button, that functions will be done. So that function